This is King Bo Christ, and you're now tuned in to the I Say That to Say This show. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. Episode 54 of the I Say That to Say This podcast. I'm your host for the evening, King Bo Christ. I actually remember the episode. I'm proud of myself. To my right is no one. To my left is Alexa. As you can see, I'm doing my thing right now. It's been a while since I had, a one-on-one with the listeners. Hello subscribers. I first things first, I always appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for being here. We'll get right into the shit. I went live on Twitter. I was talking about it when I first saw it come across my timeline, and I'm still doing my research, right? I'm still doing my research. So this, and I hate to even put things like this out there in the atmosphere, but I wanted to address it on the front end before anything came out. And like I always stress on my episodes, it's not necessarily these specific instances that I'm referring to, or these incidents, whatever fucking occurs during the week. I just like to take those situations and speak on them on an even playing field. So first up, I got Cardi B. That's that fire. I really fuck with this song, actually. Cardi, please don't pull the podcast down. I enjoy you. I love you. Listen, man. I heard this shit, right? Tommy and Keisha shit. I was like, okay, she got another one. I saw it trending on Twitter, and then I clicked on the link, and I'm like, oh yeah, Cardi got another one. That album is right on time. She's gonna be smoking hot. And I listened to it a couple times, and I was really feeling it. And it wasn't even just that I really like what Cardi is doing. I really fucked with the song, like, you know what I'm saying, and for what it was, right? And that shit is, I like when artists get on that real, like what I'm, you know what I'm saying, well, just what I mentioned before. I like when they talk about real situations, when they're telling a story. And I like that, we hear rumors about Cardi and Upset, whatever the fuck his name is, and they not being on the same page, right? As far as their relationship, which is none of my fucking business. But when I hear songs like this, I like that it gets the common listener thinking like, is this a true story? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is she talking about Offset? You know what I'm saying? I like that it does that. So, a couple days go by. Like I said, I enjoyed the song. I loved it, and I was like, I'm excited to hear the album now. A couple days go by, and a friend of mine posted that she posted a reference track, that I saw on the internet of a dude with the same, singing the same lyrics, right? So when I first saw it, these days you never know what's what anymore. So when I first saw it, I was like, is this real? You can't just believe every fucking thing you hear on the internet, unfortunately. So I saw a dude. I don't know his name. I don't know anything about him. I'm not even gonna get into it, even if he did. But he was in the background doing an Instagram video, and he was singing the same lyrics. The same exact lyrics actually. And they were like, "Oh, Cardi didn't write shit." Right? And then I saw a track list, and it listed the writers with the credits, and there was about 18 fucking names on it. So I saw it, and I'm like, damn. And then I started to think, like, it's really fucking annoying. Besides the point, and that's, I'm going to stop it there as far as Cardi and that situation is concerned, because I don't know much about it. So I'm just taking you through my thought process. But I think it's really trash that ghostwriters just let the cat out of the bag for a couple of Shade Room likes. I really think it's weird that I'm sure they'd be hyped to record or have an opportunity to write for Cardi or write for whoever, because I know if I was a ghostwriter and you want to get on and like, listen, this is between us, you signed the non-disclosure, and and you move on, and I'm sure you're like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna tell a soul. But I think it's weird and kind of corny that after a certain point, they always let the cat out of the bag. Like, why do you want the credit? You being a ghostwriter, it kind of says in bold, that bold label, ghostwriter, that you're in the background. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna agree. You don't exist right now as far as this song is concerned. Thank you for your contribution. You did write the shit, but as far as the public is concerned, it's off the record. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's weird when that turns. And I've never spoken to a ghostwriter. I'd love to sit one of them down and ask them questions. But I think it's interesting that it happens because, and they kind of want to take their career and do their own thing. You know, it's like, if you're going to not use a person, but if you're going to take that route to try to advance your career, I don't think a ghostwriter should sell out like in the middle of, you know, when Cardi B gets to her peak of you writing, then you're like, oh, actually I wrote all that. Bring it on. Bring it in. Let's come on. Like, what do you think? People are going to flock to you? Like, no, even if, and I can go down the Drake road, but I'm not going to do that. Because I do every fucking podcast according to Schlepp Rock. Big shout out to Schlepp Rock. Nah, for real. But I'm not going to go down the Drake road. But a part of the appeal of Cardi is I just like her as an artist. It's multiple things, but I like how she came from doing 15, or I guess by that time it was a minute Instagram clips to now, you know, being on. I don't care about the cover of Rolling Stone. I don't care about the Grammy nominations and all that shit. Just that level of stardom. That's what you get in it for. You know, you get in it for to reach the people the way you do. Right? So it's weird that you would be behind that machine and then want to take from it to do your own thing. Like, you were part of that investment. You're part of that artist. Why don't you want her to, if you guys can develop a situation where you could branch off and do your own thing, become an artist, do that. But I don't ever think that just jumping out the window and saying, yo, I wrote that shit is the way to and I'm not even saying this person did it, but like when you record a video like that, and that's another thing, even when I first saw it, I was like, well, how do we know that this wasn't recorded after? Like, I'm not saying, I guess I was kind of skeptical. I'm not even going to front. Like, I was like, oh, here we go with this shit, you know? So, but how do we know this person didn't record that after, you know? So when I see things like that, and when you record the video, you're kind of hoping the shit gets leaked. You know what I'm saying? So I'll keep an eye on that. I'll continue to monitor that. But I wanted to move on to the next point, that we shit on the Grammys and then we say, oh, we don't need the Grammys, or fuck Rolling Stone, fuck the source, I'm gonna cover Rolling Stone. We say things like that, right? And then shit like this happen and we turn on our own artists. Like, I think it's crazy to turn on Cardi at this point of her career. And I haven't seen the change in the masses. I haven't seen the change in in public opinion. But when I saw it, I was like, even as far as like the fucking the blogs and the Shade Room and World Star is concerned, it's fucked up because I'm talking about it now. You know what I'm saying? So I think it trickles down, you know. So I think it's weird, and I can't, once I hear that side of it, I can't just, you know, because I don't want to talk about it, because I think it's bullshit. I can't, like, oh, I'm not going to talk about it, because then people are just left with that one impression. So I feel the need to balance it out. Like, hold on, man. I think the blogs are responsible for that shit also. It's just like, you can't, and I was guilty of it also. You can't just shoot things out there without doing your research. You know, I saw a video which I thought was Odell Beckham. It was sent to me as Odell Beckham, and I posted this shit like, damn, Odell Beckham got knocked out. That's crazy. Like, but I just retweeted it like damn, word. And then, yeah, like, it was like 24 hours later almost, like it wasn't even him, but I was just like, oh, well, you know, if there's a certain amount of views, I have to come back and clarify that. Like, oh, my bad, it wasn't Odell. But other artists and other things just shoot shit out there, just throw shit at the wall, hope it sticks. And then if it doesn't stick and it slides down, no one says like, oh, our bad. Like, or a little fine print. Like, I think that's weird. I think that they have some responsibility. Because if we're going to say fuck the Grammys and fuck these other outlets that don't support hip hop, we can't beat our own artists ourselves. And I'm not saying, and I hate to make the comparison, but I'm not saying be like Fox News or CNN or whoever and kind of only shed light on your narrative. But like, I think the job of people with a public platform such as myself, and now I say that to say this podcast is to really stay neutral. You gotta stay neutral. If you're a fan of somebody, cool, be a fan. But you can't, and that person does some bullshit, you gotta be neutral. It's okay, you know what I'm saying? You can't be irrational. At the same token, on the other end of it, if you're not a fan of somebody, you can't just shoot off the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So I think we need to get ourselves in order as far as just labeling things with our own narrative. I try not to do it because I know it's easy to just hear what you want to these days. With all this shit in front of us, it's easy to take the easy route and just absorb what we want. But I think we have to open our eyes to everything, take in the facts. Like even like what got us down this road with the whoever recorded the reference track or whatever was going on. You gotta think. I want that person should think down the road like, what am I gonna get out of this? Like, has this ever worked? Let me see. So I think that needs to happen more these days, and we'll be in a better place. And I saw something on Everyday Struggle that really made me think. Well, I think it was a Vince Staples clip, and I was actually looking for the Vince Staples clip. I was trying to get a hold of it, but Complex, I guess, took it down or whatever they were doing. But DJ Academics, who I see a lot of rappers get on, and I never really point the finger at Academics, right? But I see a lot of rappers, and just, I guess, people in general, get on them. And when I really sat back and, try to be neutral, I was like, one person I think the internet would have get the fuck out of here is DJ Academics. And like I said, Vince Staples put up that GoFundMe, like, yo, if you want to see me the fuck on and don't do interviews, don't do music, and never want to hear from me again, I'm starting a GoFundMe, a Get Off My Dick GoFundMe. You'll give me $2 million, you'll never hear from me again. Right? And they were talking about it on Everyday Struggle, and DJ Academics said, if you gave me 20 mil, that my number would be 20 mil to get me the fuck out of here. And when I first heard that, I was like, nah. And then I started to think, like, if he came down off that number, I think if DJ Academics came down off that 20 and he gave the $2 million package, I think the internet would get him the fuck out of here. Because I noticed that it's not always, I don't know the exact term, maybe I can Google it here if I won't be lazy. I think it's a contrarian, like, I think that the internet gets tired of that shit after a while. Yeah, contrarian. The internet gets tired of that shit after a while. Of you just speaking for the other side just because. You know what I'm saying? Like, just for the sake of a debate. I think there's certain topics and certain issues that just aren't up for debate. And we're losing that in today's world, in society. That everyone wants to just try to make a case for the other side. If you punch in a punching bag, people are like, maybe the punching bag has feelings. And like, no, that's his fucking job. Some things just aren't up for debate. And those people that want to just throw the bullshit out, I think the internet will get the fuck out of here. So I think if DJ Academics came down to like 20, and I actually respect what Academics does personally. I think it's cool. What does he have, like 2 million YouTube subscribers? To build yourself to that platform, I know a lot of, I'll take 2 million subscribers. So that's why to build yourself up to that platform, I absolutely know what it takes. And I actually respect that about him. But I also respect the fact that, that negative engine, people will subscribe and people will tune in to you just to see that negative engine. And I think that it's creating that argument in some spots where it shouldn't be. And I don't want to spend too much time on him, but I think that it's certain shit and certain people and certain sources this shit comes from that is responsible for majority of the fuck shit. Like the 1% of the fuck shit, the people that contributed to the fuck shit, you know what I'm saying? It goes on a bigger scale. So we got to decide who we want the fuck out of here, maybe, and maybe that'll weed out. I don't know. I'm all for solutions as the gray area investigator. I'm all for seeing what we can get out of it, not just talking about it, but, let's see if we're all on the same page. Let me know. But moving on to someone I think is actually good for hip-hop and I wasn't fond of. I'm going to pause. And I'm not going to say I wasn't fond of him. But when I first heard Lil Dicky, right? I was like, oh boy, here we go. Like, I don't like those rappers that come try to make fun of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, everyone in hip hop takes shit so serious. I want to fuck around. You know, I'm sometimes I'm like, I don't know about that, bro. Like, not really feeling that. Like, you're gonna do it, but don't poke fun, because there's guys like Meek Millie that he raps about the shit, and sure, he was removed from a lot of the fuck shit. You know, the guns and the violence and the sipping lean, and he was removed from that as far as like a bullshit street level, like as far as like being in it for nothing. He was a rapper, but you know, he's still connected in that way. But today, right now, he's suffering. He's still dealing with the consequences of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So even if he was just wheeling dirt bikes in a Manhattan street, he's right now in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I think that there's people in hip hop that really pour their heart out to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And they're not just trying to spew street shit. They're just telling you what they see with their own eyes and what they feel in their own heart. So I don't like when some rappers come in, and not even because he's a white rapper. That's actually what I like about him the most. That he's like, hold on, I'm just a kid. I'm not a gangster. I like that the most about him. But you know, I'm just letting you know, I'm bringing you up to speed on where I was about Lil Dicky before I heard this. But I was driving. I'm not gonna say I don't like him. But I was driving with James. He was on the podcast, episode like 19, Alt Left James. And we're in the car. James is playing some fucking Irish music. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But I was like, yo, James, bro, either pass me the aux cord or play some other shit. And you know how your friend that don't listen to rap always pulls the random ass rap song he thinks you should hear, right? So James was like, yo, I got something you'd like, right? He puts on Lil Dicky and Snoop, Professional Rapper. First time I heard Lil Dicky, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, and Snoop's POV in it was like a little, even, I'm like, damn, Snoop, like, let him do his thing, like, give him a chance at least, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. But I think that's what, I think I needed to hear it in that, and I think that I was exactly what Lil Dicky had in mind. I just want to pause his name every time I say it, but I'm exactly what Lil Dicky had in mind when he let that song go, like, that needed to be the first time I hear it, right? So whatever, you know, if you listen to that song, go ahead. But when I heard this shit, I was like, you know, Lil Dicky, where's this shit? Oh man, he did a video, the Freaky Friday video. He remade that Freaky. I forget who's in it, like Jamie Lee Curtis or some shit. I don't know. And when I first heard this, I said, yo, this shit is crazy. I don't want to fuck it up. I also don't want to get my video pulled down, so I'm trying to do both. I want you to feel how I felt it. Chris Brown is the GOAT too. Now, when I first heard this, right, I actually was like, yo, this shit is fire. I'm like, yo, you gotta have some balls to pull that shit off. I'm not straying from the fact that he finessed calling us a nigga through Chris Brown's eyes. Like, I get it. Like, I was like, But the creativity on this shit, and I get it's a remake, but the creativity, I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm fucking with Lil Dicky for this for some reason. And I know part of that is my Chris Brown bias. If it was fucking Jay Holiday or some shit, I'd be like, get this garbage off my fucking YouTube suggestions. You know what I'm saying? But Chris Brown is really the GOAT. So when I first heard this shit, I was just like, you know, Lil Dicky is really good for, he's good for the rap game. You know, as much as I didn't like him when he first came in, I think I have to respect what he does because of the balance it gives to the game. You know, as far as this with the creativity, and if you can go listen to the song yourself, so I don't get this video pulled down, and you can decide, and even let me know at King Bo Christ or on Facebook, Twitter, in the YouTube comments, whatever. Let me know how you felt. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let's see if we're on the same page here. But when I saw that and I heard it, I'm like, you know, I'm really fucking with Lil Dicky here. And that's another thing I wanted to get into as far as YouTube. You know, I said what I said about Lil Dicky. Like I'm not saying I'm gonna become a fan. I'm not gonna listen to all this music, but I'll check it out every once in a while. If something, you know, I'll shuffle through. I'll check in definitely with Lil Dicky. I'm not gonna go and fucking. I'm not waiting for his album to drop at midnight. But you know, maybe one day I could sit down with Lil Dicky. That'd be cool. You know, I think now definitely I'd be interested in the conversation with him. That would be what's up. But as far as his music, we'll see. I'll keep tabs on it. But I wanted to end on this point, and I'm by myself, so like I said, I love you guys, I do, but I'm not gonna sit here and give you a 3-hour monologue, like, because I love long episodes as far as a conversation, but when I'm by myself, I'm straight to the point. .info. You know what I'm saying? I did own that domain name. I never renewed it. I gotta see what's up. But YouTube, man. My YouTube subscribers, like I said, I love you guys, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so. I appreciate you. I won't ask you for a GoFundMe to get me the fuck out of here. Just I'm not going anywhere. So if you do like what you hear, I'm not gonna ask you a GoFundMe to pay for it. Just go subscribe and we'll call it even. You know what I'm saying? But I think YouTube is the future. I think YouTube is going to give us the platform we need. You know what I'm saying? YouTube it's going to be your own television network. Because I saw, and why I'm saying that, I saw an article on Deadspin, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I went the clip I have is from CNN, but you know what? I'll play the clip and then I'll get into it.
This is a compilation courtesy of Deadspin that's gone viral.
Get into where I'm going with this.
Of what these promos look like. The sharing of bias.
And for the audio listeners, my apologies. It's going to sound a little rough in the audio. You may want to adjust the volume. But this is it's supposed to have that effect.
I think you get the idea there, what's going on. All these anchors and all these markets are required to read this script. It's attacking fake news, but really what it's doing, it's kind of like the Fox Fair and Balance slogan. It's a way of saying, we're fair, everybody else is biased. It's taking a page out of Trump's playbook. And I've been talking to staffers in markets.
Right, enough. Thank you, CNN, for that clip. But it's not just because it's not just because it's CNN that I feel all of a sudden it's valid. But that clip was just straight to the point. Deadspin found, they put together a cute little compilation of I got the exact number here, 173 news outlets that were, one company has access to 173 news outlets, which has access to over 200 stations. Right? So Sinclair Company owns all of those. They gave them like almost a script to read. Like, everybody, here, this is what you're going to put out there. And as you just heard, all 200 markets had the same exact speech, the same exact way. Like, yo, listen, there's a lot of fake news out there. You can trust us. These guys, I don't know what to tell you, but you can definitely trust us. All the news we're giving you. And I'm thinking, like, this is going to be good for a while, and it shakes people up for a while, and it gets them to hitch onto your bandwagon. But in the macro scale, in the long term, I think people are going to want choice. You know what I'm saying? To me, now, these days, the news is a fucking joke with certain issues, and you kind of have to watch both. You have to get both sides of it if you want the truth, because people are only giving you what they feel you should hear, and they're not. People are like, no, don't go do the research. Don't go listen to the song yourself. Let me tell you about it. No, I feel like go fucking listen to it yourself. And I kind of even sound biased against the news, but I'm just speaking on what is happening. You know what I'm saying? And it amazes me that people, even like CNN, for example, when I hear these guys, and I don't want to take it down the road of politics, but when I hear these guys vouching for some weird shit, like, for example, like a fucking Easter egg hunt, and it'll be 8 Easter eggs there, they'll have, on CNN, we'll have one guy that says there's 8 Easter eggs, and have another guy that says there's 13 Easter eggs, and I'm like, what? Or there's another guy that's like, oh, no, it looks like 4 to me. And the fact that it's even a conversation kind of gets me. I'm like, no. What are we talking about here? Like, why are there people just there to shake shit up? That's my problem with these news outlets. So I feel like in the long term, people that actually do want the information is going to go out and seek it themselves. And I was saying all that to say, like, having a YouTube channel allows you that access. You know what I'm saying? When I noticed that Will Smith, he came to Instagram, he lit Instagram up. He has an amazing Instagram page. Go check it out, at Will Smith. I don't get anything from that, but it's so cool. His Instagram is so cool that I just feel like it's good for us. You know, it gives a nice little, it's what social media should be for. It's what you should go to Instagram for. It's shit like Will Smith page. But, when I saw that Will Smith started his own Instagram page, started his own YouTube page, it let me know, like, okay, this shit is real. Whatever is going on with the media and the big time networks, there's a shift changing. And I'm only telling you that because, you know, I don't give a fuck. You're not going to get anything out of it if you don't put the work in. Most people don't want to put the work in, so I don't feel like it's some gem or some secret. But if you have your own channel, long term, people are canceling the cable and people, they're tuning YouTube Red. People are paying for it, so there's a market where people, they want to go and find the information themselves. They want to look at it themselves. They don't want to just sit down at 9 and have a television tell them what they're going to watch. That's why Netflix is what it is, because when you sit down, you decide what you want to do with your day. Do you want to watch a documentary? Do you want to listen to the I Say That to Say This podcast? Do you want to go and watch a YouTube tutorial on how to put down turf? You know what I'm saying? People are going to go find that, and I think the power is in YouTube and having your own network, because you can go there and get exactly what you want and use it. And like I said, like I was saying before, in the same token, people that do just want to be forced for that information, you're gonna have that also. You're gonna have people that just want their shit from one place. They want to be blind to the rest of the world. This is where I'm getting it. For the same scale, if that YouTube channel, whoever that person is, whatever you're going there for, it's theirs. You know, you can have it yourself. So I think YouTube is going to be really good for us. I do appreciate having it, and even seeing, like, I started my channel. I had this YouTube channel since 2006. I had a couple videos which were deleted because times have changed, and the shit that was funny in 2006, I don't know, might not go over so well. Maybe one day, and that's what why I was bringing this up. I didn't want to say that to say this, plug it, but you know, I was saying that to say, tell you about my YouTube, that I'm gonna be uploading a shitload of content because I just have, like, you know, a ridiculous amount of video of content in my phone. And I want to put it all out there, you know. So maybe one day the videos that I took down, I still have them. Maybe, you know, I'll release them one day. But as far as now, I think that people should be trying to establish themselves in the change, you know, because and that's part of the reason for starting the podcast, is that I didn't want to go to any network or any person and beg them for a chance to get on television. I'm like, I don't care about having 50 subscribers on YouTube. You know, I don't care about having 50 views. The fact that I could do it myself is better than anything that any network could give me. It's better than any dollar amount, is that I could sit down, do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the green screen behind me, but it's on the way, don't worry. But the fact that I can sit here and do it myself and work at my own pace is more valuable than anything a network can give me, as far as all this equipment and top of the line headphones, like that shit. I think that when you get caught up in that machine is when you start you start doing it more to please the machine instead of pleasing yourself. You know, like with certain artists, like I was talking about Cardi earlier. I don't know what's going on with her personally, but you can you can go tune in to her Instagram also. She tells you the change, and like being like, damn, you know, sometimes I just want to chill for a day. You know, you start having to be in that machine, and I don't. Sure, there's a price for everything, as I've stressed on this podcast, but as of now, I don't really have a number in mind to make me do what I want to do and be fed up with doing something that I do love, because I do love podcasting. I do love this, and that's why simplicity is key. Having my own channel that you should make sure you subscribe to is probably the best thing for us. And if you have something you want to put up, go for it. You know, you'd be surprised what YouTube can do for you. It is the second biggest search engine second to Google, that I don't know, it works, you know. So that's it about YouTube. I could go on for hours, but I won't. I'll keep it straight to the point. Like I said, I want to thank you for tuning in. Alexa, thank you for being here. And you didn't do shit today, but thank you. Next week I want to talk. No. Next week I want to talk about how weird it's going to be to talk to robots. But we're all going to end up doing it. And I want to discuss Emily B and the Fab situation. Very, very tricky, touchy situation. So I didn't want to just, jump in on it because we don't have any information. But I wanted to go there as far as, relationships, and sometimes things get toxic. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna visit that next week. I have some guests with me. But thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next week, that is it. Have a day you deserve. I'm out of here. Listeners, if you're listening in the podcast app, I need you to go rate this. So make sure you search King Bo Christ or search by the podcast name. I say that to say this. Leave a 5-star rating. I don't know, a goat emoji or something. Some nice words and hit send. I appreciate you listening. Thank you.